Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another counter-side video. Now, if you guys haven't been following the news, guess what? They did announce today that Orca is the next character to get the Rearm variation. Alright, so Abyssal Ravage Orca, it was announced, I think it's going to be on the patch for the KR server this week. And as you can see, plenty of interesting things right here. Let's have a look at the kits and then we'll talk about her. As you can see, after getting hit 5 times, restores 1% of max HP, 2% in gauntlet per second for 5 seconds, right? And the effect stacks. So she also becomes immune to stun and she also becomes immune to sleep, which makes her really strong. She has this ability on the special skill where she restores 20% of her max HP after she casts the special skill, which makes skill haste very good on her. Obviously, +1 valid hit and 50% increased range at level 10. And last but not least, the ultimate skill. As you can see, every time she hits the enemy, this skill's cooldown is decreased by 40 seconds if the target dies by her ultimate. And the skill will actually deal true damage at level 5 and at level 10, increase the valid hit and deals no damage to targets that exceed that valid hit count. Now, the leader skill for Orca is quite interesting. For 10 seconds after being deployed, she gains 20% anti-CO damage and takes 20% less damage from replaces. Now, I think this is a very good one, and of course buff duration increased by 4 seconds, that means 14 seconds in total. I think she might be one of the first few Rearm units or characters that are actually strong in PvE as well. Most of them seems to be focused or centered around PvP. With that being said, let's talk about who I think is the strongest Rearm character right now in the KR server. But first, a shout out to the sponsor for today. Now, this video is sponsored by GEMSTONE Legends. GEMSTONE Legends is running a special sponsorship right now. If you download GEMSTONE Legends using my link in the description below or in the QR code that I'm going to show you guys shortly, the player with the highest EXP score stands a chance to win Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus or an iPhone 13 Pro. Now, what is GEMSTONE Legends? GEMSTONE Legends is a new puzzle RPG game based on match 3 fighting mechanics. However, it has a very unique twist to it. You can actually match gems both in lines as well as diagonally, which is something that's very unique. They even have freaking dragons in the game. I've been playing the game for the past couple of days now and I'm really excited to share this with you guys. It has plenty of cool raid bosses, fighting PvP, of course dozens of characters as well. Feel free to download GEMSTONE Legends via my link in the description below, or you can scan the QR code right now. So you're gonna get plenty of benefits worth $50. So make sure you guys use this link, you're gonna get plenty of gifts. Thank you again to GEMSTONE Legends for sponsoring the video. Now, let's talk about the strongest or one of the better Rearm units in KR right now. So in this list, I'm going to give you like just about 3, and I think that will be a good amount. I won't be like covering every single Rearm character that's been introduced in the game so far, but some of them are not as worth as you think. For example, the regular Yumina, right? So apparently she is pretty weak. Even after Rearm, it did nothing for her. Rearm Irie, I heard that she doesn't have much impact as well in PvP. So those are definitely not something that you want to waste your resources on. Now, if you guys are not aware, when you rearm your characters, it tends to be pretty expensive. It's not something that's cheap. Alright, number one, you gotta pay attention to is getting your characters all the way up to level 110. Now that on itself is going to require quite a number of resources to pour into your character. If your characters are level 100, maybe you want to consider future proving yourself. That could be an option. Prepare for the rearm whenever it comes to C server. Number 2, the skills. Alright, you're gonna be able to now have the ability to go all the way up to skill level 10. And I'm going to like probably make a more detailed guide, but in today's video, I just want to focus on which characters or which Rearm you have to pay attention for, or prepare yourself for the upcoming Rearm if it ever comes to C server. Now first up, let's talk about Rearm Xiao Lin. Now as you can see, Xiao Lin, there's 2 variations. Alright, there's the SSR, this one is a Nest Keeper Xiao Lin. So the Nest Keeper is basically the one that's better for PvP. This one is the Tower Xiao Lin. Now Tower Xiao Lin is pretty good, but as you can see, she is not that good in PvE. Compared to the other ones, the Kestrel so-called, that one is way better for PvE. This is just a sniper version and upgraded version. So let's go through both of them and have a look why she is so strong and why she is one of the most meta snipers right now in the KR server. Now, for this particular variation, we're looking at the sniper variation. As you can see, we are now able to scale up the level to level 10. Alright, basic attack damage increased by a lot. Now for a passive skill, alright, we all know at level 5, she has this basic attack that will always crit, which is why a lot of people build Xiao Lin with crit damage. But once you go even higher, the basic attack damage is going to increase by 20% regardless of distance. Now if you guys are not aware, she has this ability where she can increase her basic attack damage up to 20% if the distance between her and the target is further. Alright, the further it is, the more damage. So having this particular skill at level 10 just eliminates the distance between Xiao Lin herself and the target, so it just gives her so much flexibility in that case. So that's something that's good, I guess. So special skill, I personally like this skill. This is where she shoots a couple of shots, I think 4 shots in total. As you can see, attack plus 15% for level 5. By level 10, apparently it stuns targets for 2 seconds, and you can see it says max are included. Now, this is something that's really valuable. Your ability to be able to stun your targets for 2 seconds when you use a special skill is just insane. Alright, we all know a lot of stunners like Gayun, Carl Wong, they are just so annoying in PvP. Now having Xiao Lin with this ability as well on her kit, on the special skill, you're in for a nightmare when you're fighting her, for sure. Now, the last one, which is the ultimate skill. As you can see, this one, it just decreased the cooldown for the ultimate skill even more. Xiao Lin's ultimate skill is one of the reasons why you don't really build a CDR Xiao Lin, because her ultimate is just, it takes very long. 60 seconds cooldown is just a very long time, and her leader skill is nothing but just give her more HP. Now, as a sniper, having more HP is the ideal case scenario, because most of the time, the damage is usually not the problem. She's not lacking in damage at all, but usually it's a survivability. Now giving her more HP, as you can see, up to 20%, very good. And also, she increased her attack speed by 15% for 9 seconds when deployed. And this buff duration increased proportionally. Now Xiao Lin, this is the sniper version, is definitely, believe it or not, this is inferior, is slightly, less commonly used compared to the tower version. Now let's find out why. The tower version, this particular one, this one, as you can see, let's have a look at her skills. So the tower version is 5 cost tower as opposed to the 4 cost sniper. Now let's look at the passive skill. As you can see, summons a drone, sort of, generates a barrier around Xiao Lin by 20% of max HP when deployed. And then at level 10, apparently skill haste plus 50% for 10 seconds if barrier is destroyed, not applicable if barrier is cancelled. Now, it's pretty interesting. She has this drone that she can summon in battle. Now, as you can see, on the special skill, inflicts AoE damage. The target loses 15% of speed, and the target's attack minus 15% for 8 seconds. This is pretty crazy. Quite a number of debuffs right there, losing their mobility and losing their attack as well. And ultimate skill, Door Knocker FN Burst, just deals a bunch of damage, and valid hits increase altogether. Last but not least, the leader skill decreases evasion by 15% for all enemy units on the battlefield for 20 seconds upon deployment. Now this is something that's good, because I've been seeing a lot of evasion based units surfacing lately, and to decrease evasion by 15% for all enemy units, this is going to be a big help. As you can see, she also has damage resistance, giving her tankiness being a tower unit, and this is pretty crazy. It goes up to 25%. That's like a quarter of your evasion just gone. It helps a lot. It helps you to be able to do more consistent damage. And definitely between the two variation of Xiao Lin, this one is the better one for PvP, and the sniper one is just the better one for PvE. Now, Xiao Lin aside, let's have a look at Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth, she is really, really strong. Unfortunately, she's not being, it doesn't improve upon her PvE usage, but she's just crazy good in PvP right now. I'm not sure if she's better than Xiao Lin, but she does fit in certain comms, and she does a lot of CC, a lot of damage right now. So let's have a look at her abilities. Starting off with her passive. As you can see, we all know when you summon her, she hits the ground and stuff. But now, as you can see, up to level 10, additional damage by 15% of the target's current HP. This is pretty good, right? So this is going to give her an ability to be able to deal this extra damage based on the target's current HP. And the more HP they have, the more she will be able to deal as well with the passive skill. Now the special skill, I don't think this is really crazy. Alright, so she has this damage resistance increase and also special skill cooldown minus 0.5 seconds per basic attack. So every time she hits the target with a normal basic attack, she has the ability to recharge her special skill faster, which is really good. Ultimate skill, we all know that this stuns for 5 seconds and it always inflicts crit damage, and now it's improved upon valid hit plus 1, which is crazy. Now let's talk about a leader skill. Leader skill is, I believe, where she becomes really strong and cancerous, maintains her dignity on the field as a proud member of her clan, cast perfect evasion for 6 seconds upon deployment. Now, we have all experienced how cancer Awakened Yumina is, alright? What makes Awakened Yumina so cancerous is because perfect evasion, generally, is just hard to kill her. Alright, she's just extremely tanky because of perfect evasion. Now, Elizabeth is going to have the same mechanics built onto her. As you can see, up to level 5, she has plus 2 seconds of a perfect evasion duration, and then plus another 2, up to 4%, and she has bonus HP as well. So she's going to be quite hard to kill, quite annoying as well. If, players can even pair her with some healers to make her not die. It's just one of the more annoying units to deal with. And let's talk about the last but not least, I believe everybody's favorite, which is the SSR Star Maiden A.Rosaria.
Booba.
Now, I believe A.Rosaria is pretty straightforward. Most of you guys already know what she does. I don't have to go through in so detailed. But basically, for those of you who don't, on her passive skill, she has the ability to add 10% added to the passive buff. Alright. On the special skill, she inflicts true damage now without her barrier, which is going to be really crazy. On her ultimate skill, she resets her existing barrier HP upon casting her ultimate. And the leader skill is what makes her really crazy. She has one more leader skill, which is extremely similar to Veronica. This is going to make her extra tanky. She has immortality for 6 seconds when her HP drops to 1% or lower, and total of 8 seconds if you level it up to level 5. Now that is a lot of just pure tankiness that she will be able to annoy you for a very long time. Just imagine like she's an Awakened Hilde that can't die. Alright, so I think in the meta, she's going to be more sought after compared to Awakened Hilde, and I guess that's sort of nice because she has been out of the meta for a long time. So these are the top characters that's currently meta in the KR server as of the time of me recording this video. Obviously, I have no idea how Orca will fare compared to all these other characters. But hey, let me know if you guys think I missed anyone. Maybe Laura Beatrix might be deserving on the top characters they're on the lookout for as well. But I do think that these three are the staple in terms of the meta for PvP, even for PvE to a certain extent in the KR server right now. That's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.